afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Monday, October 27, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to make sure you're in a comfortable position. No outside distractions. Relaxed into your body, still as a statue, and focused on your breath, rising and falling. The mind doesn't have the capacity to rest forever in a state of happiness. Because if it did, we would not evolve. Think about it. What if the mind was totally satisfied? What would happen to your world? Would you even look deeper into this question at all? Would you care about anything of any real meaning in this life? If so, why would you? Throughout our entire lives, this seeking mechanism is one machine we cannot turn off, nor would we really want to. We simply choose to be deeply aware that this perpetual seeking machine is always running. The divine design of the mind is perfect. And we simply need to comprehend its perfection if we are to really enjoy life and find our spiritual journey here. We need to understand first that desire is not the cause of suffering. Rather, it's our attachment to desire which holds us to the state of anxiety. To be continuously wanting, wishing, and thinking is utter hell. To be able to rest, relax, and enjoy the radiant, healing, golden energy from the great spiritual light from within is absolute bliss. Our mind has been embedded, as we all know, for centuries, with this ancient, unsatisfied program for one very wonderful reason. A great creativity and manifesting fire gets ignited when we believe the grass is greener, richer, softer, and more lush in the neighbor's yard. And sure, the mind can get crazy, start thinking the neighbors must be smarter, happier, and more enlightened because they have greener grass. Chances are high that the neighbors don't actually have greener grass than you, but you can't tell that truth to the seeking, desiring mind. And the good news is that that's an enormous fire of desire is lit when we see that we just do not have it all. Mind is a genius at believing whatever it wants to believe is true. It can only see a fraction of the whole truth. Remember that. It can only see a fraction of the whole truth. It cannot contain this entire universal truth all the time. It would be out of a job if it had that knowledge. It's a master at inventing super creative stories about your limitations in this world, which fill you up with this amazing experience called insecurity. And these wonderful insecure feelings are perfectly designed to push you onto a spiritual path, and they provoke you to dig deeper so you stop functioning in automatic robot mode and find your real purpose for being alive. Your insecurity causes you to drop the mind games so you start stoking your real spiritual fire, unleashing your deepest motivation, your highest inspiration, and your richest creativity inside. Unless you become a Buddha, you have not lived at all, because you will not know the great poetry of life, the great music of existence. You will not know the celestial celebration that goes on and on and on. You will not know the dance of the stars. This bliss is for you. All these flowers and all these songs and all these stars are for you. You are entitled to miracles also. We were born to evolve, expand our consciousness, and eventually become awakened Buddhas. Now, what does Buddha mean, right? I've talked about this before. A Buddha simply means one who has stopped sleeping, one who is aware, self-realized, and living fully in the now. That's a Buddha. So it's not really a being, right? It's what one has experienced and embraced. It's perhaps the easiest and most natural way we can experience life. Yet it means we have to unlearn everything we believe to be the reason why we have to unlearn everything and why we are here. To stimulate the enlightened path in our lives, we need to create more space and room to grow. We need to feel the lack of something and experience the great emptiness that is all around us. This empty feeling is always available, inherent within each desire that comes from the mind. To reach the enlightened state, we must choose to dive into the mind and let it go. Choose to let the mind believe that the neighbor's grass is greener than our own, and realize how ridiculous it is to be comparing grass in the first place. People do it. We must choose to notice all the places in our life where we are comparing ourselves with others, and a lot of people do it. With people we look up to, saying that they have something we don't. And we must choose to allow the mind to be brimming with jealousy, full with desire, so much that it implodes into this fantastic empty universe that is exploding with life. If and when we follow the mind to do what it does, it will eventually invent some fantastic, new, organic, healthier way to grow better grass, and then one day have greener grass than the neighbors. With a glorious new imagined goal and destination to be entertained by, the mind can provoke us to expand our consciousness, playing its endless games within games within games inside of itself, just for the pure discovery of all the many multidimensional joys and pleasures of being alive. What else did you want to do with your time here on Earth? Nurture your mind with great thoughts, for you will never go any higher than you think. Benjamin Disraeli. One word of caution to you on your manifesting journey. Be very aware that the mind is a Jedi master at distracting us from what's spiritually real and essential. And yes, this distraction is also sacred, needed, and divine for when we finally give up seeking and attend to what actually is spiritual and real. We see how the distraction was not really a distraction, but a truly essential ingredient in directing our path towards a spiritual awakening. It is quite beautiful to sit back and recognize how perfect, every aspect of existence actually is. Nothing is actually imperfect or actually as we think it is. Our addictions are glorious. Our perpetual search for something better is deeply needed for our enlightenment. What we think will make us happy is the essential illusion needed to find the real. This feeling that we are lacking something is the succulent, dangling chocolate, dangling on the golden string to get us to come out of our dark caves. Perfection is everywhere and in everything always. The divine being that we all truly are is ridiculously intelligent. It is so spiritually smart, it knows where we are holding and hiding and exactly how to get us to come out. It realizes that we would never know what true wholeness was like unless we believed we had a hole to fill. We cannot know what blissful freedom feels like until we experience the most imprisoning, limiting state of mind. The great mystery of life has this miraculous way of continuously teaching us what we most need to know for enlightenment. There is not a moment that goes by where this universe is not inviting us to dive deeper inside and surrender more completely into the healing depths of our soul. We are constantly being summoned to come out of hiding. This universe wants us to appreciate this wonderful spiritual gift of existence. It is always giving the God source to us to liberate ourselves from the internal catacomb-like prisons of the mind. We are being constantly welcomed to see everything in our lives with absolute love and clarity. We always have this option to sit down, relax about it all, and comprehend our life's mission. Right now, we can stop everything and choose to live in total devotion and connection with our heart's spiritual presence. We were all born, in a certain way, to discover that we are amazing, multidimensional, divine, manifesting beings who can create anything we desire. And see, that's been proven, thousands of times throughout the ages. This huge and truly awesome task requires that we unleash our full power and reveal our ultimate treasure inside. The greatest treasure we have is found once we stop the mind, rest at our source of consciousness. This is meditation and is the divine doorway to opening our life up to the highest states of energy, love, and consciousness. This temporary stopping of the mind happens every day. Yet it's just whether we are doing it consciously or it's being done to us and have no way to create it. Perhaps both are true. Yet when we allow a new perception of reality in, like this one, it can radically change our lives forever. As I've said before, the coin has three sides to it. It can radically, and they are all true. It's not so much the doing, but the undoing that actually makes a shift occur. Letting go of the most minor shifts in perception. And slightest alignments adjustments to how we are seeing life can totally transform our entire experience of who and what we are. Greatest guru is always within you, Ramana Maharishi. Use your mind instead of being used by your mind. Worship, respect, honor, and love this brilliant, all-powerful tool so you can create what you want in your life. Stop being unconsciously used by the tool. If you don't use the tool consciously, you will be used by it. This means don't get over-identified with your tool. Do not avoid your tool, and do not fight with your tool. The mind is not who you are. You are not the tool. Even if the mind tells you that you're a no-good failure 10,000 times, just know that you are 10,000 times closer to stepping back to become more conscious of your tool addiction and stop being used by it. And deep down, you realize your soul is ultimately in charge and running the show. Trust in this always. Trust that life has a higher intelligence than you'll ever understand, comprehend. And it is taking you on the most exquisite, unique ride through this world, so that one day you sit back and become the Jedi Master of your mind and experience the greatest form of satisfaction and pleasure. Now, on your manifesting journey, one of the most helpful ideas to learn is this: become devoted to being gentle with yourself, no matter what. When you can be gentle with your mind, you will master it and eventually be free from it. The mind will listen to you instead of you always listening to it. And when you can have full mastery over the mind, all you feel is a great love and gentleness with everything, thought, memory, and experience you come across on your inner world. This is real mastery. If and when you can be gentle, no matter what, no matter how crazy, irate, or demanding this world becomes, make the promise to yourself right now that you will be gentle with you, no matter what occurs, no matter what. Enjoy the journey. It's guaranteed to get even better. 10,000 deep, eternal loving to you. The earth has enough to satisfy everyone's need, but not everyone's greed. Mahatma Gandhi. Without devotion from the norm, progress is not possible. Frank Zappa. I think we would all agree, I believe we'd all agree, that this life is our greatest teacher. It has this mysterious, seductive way of showing us how deeply powerful, creative, and incredibly penetrating we are. So this world wants to be penetrated by you, by your energy, your creativity, your love, and your consciousness. That is why it is here. This world is here to experience you, so that in return, you get to experience it. This is the cosmic setup, and how we can learn, grow, and evolve as infinite souls traveling through life on our mysterious journey home. We are not just passive observers watching our lives flutter by. We are also not just actors on life's stage playing out these random personalities and the garden variety of roles handed down to us. We are that indescribable expansion and contraction of consciousness that is weaving itself in between. We are the blend of the observer, the observed, the actor on the grand stage. We are the energy that's creating our actions. And this detached observer who is watching it all magically unfold. We are this interwoven space, this timeless spiritual essence that is beyond all rational comprehension. It can be tricky at first to comprehend that this divine interwoven mystery is what and who we really are. We've been programmed and imprinted to believe we are either this body or this soul. That we're either spiritual or material beings. Yet, if and when we look with a penetrating, piercing mind into the core infrastructure of our human reality, we will see that we are both. This universe is just too big not to contain both. And whenever we begin to identify ourselves with anything other than all three sides of the coin, heads, tails, and edge, we needlessly suffer. Suffering is not always bad. It is the most wonderful indicator that we are not being receptive, open, and available to this universe. Thank God there's something to notify us when we are off target. Our suffering, however, is not to be taken too personally. Suffering just means the ego, your individuated mind, has got you convinced that it's in charge, running the entire show. It is a master at pretending that your life is something smaller than the divine cosmic immensity that it truly is. The mind has got you hypnotized into believing its minuscule separate version of reality is true. It's like a colony of ants trying to convince every human being that their world is the only system that exists on the planet, and the most important one everyone should be focusing upon. All suffering stems from forgetting our connection with the God source, which originates from a deeper complaint we have within ourselves that says life should be different than the way it is. The complaining ego doesn't trust that the all-intelligent, divinely creative God source knows exactly what it is doing. Our ego maintains its kingly or queenly suffering state because it stopped being curious about this awesome divine matrix of life. It has forgotten about our spiritual freedom, the power of pure consciousness, and our ability to choose what really matters. Everybody is carrying around hundreds of masks. Just watch, talking to your lover, your boss, or with a being who is not going to fulfill any of your desires. Just watch your face. If you need their help the next day, just watch your face. Is there a moment in your life where you drop all your masks with everyone? Oh, so. Is there? Or do you continue to wear them? Now, we all know that God exists within everything, including your awareness right here, right now. At the deepest level of reality, this universe has given us an opportunity to discover this connection with the divine, which creates total freedom, love, empowerment, and enlightenment in our lives. And we are given an opportunity while we are in a human body to create whatever we wish to, including transcending every level of suffering. Life mastery. Mastery over our minds. Inner mastery is available to anybody who truly believes it's possible to be free from any type of suffering forever. Some people, however, feel they need to suffer more before they are ready for liberation, while others believe they have had enough and are not willing to tolerate living in some version of inner conflict another day. And the most interesting thing you may discover is that the people who are truly honestly finished with their own personal suffering toleration project suddenly create an inner shift in their consciousness that has the most fascinating dimension to it. They begin having a fully open, consistently receptive, welcoming quality to life, which behaves much like a cosmic womb, continuously ready and willing to give birth to a deeper connection with the God source inside. Now, when we look deeper and begin exploring what exactly is this cosmic womb, we see that it is the foundation for all matter and antimatter. It is this awesome, supremely empty, universal blackboard of which all consciousness and all its content fall upon. In a more spiritual context, you might say the cosmic womb is the home base where the creative, all-loving God source abides. The womb is the feminine aspect of God, and all matter and consciousness is the male aspect. Just as you and I came from a womb, everything in this universe was also born out of a womb as well. It is what existed before the Big Bangs, also born out of a womb, as well as what existed before anything, before the first thought, before there was any empty void in existence. And when we begin personally exploring this 100% pure emptiness of existence, we can often first encounter negative states of emotional sensation, such as lack, apathy, loss, or even depression. This is part of the normal emptying out procedure. It is simply a clearing of the ego's list of negative, limiting beliefs it's been gripping onto. Through a persistent curiosity, devotion, meditation, prayer, or spiritual practice of investigating this purely empty, cosmically connected, womb-like space inside us, we soon discover something radically divine and absolutely precious abides at the core. At the core of our inner cosmic womb is absolute freedom, true inner peace, and indescribable self-love, a deeply penetrating awareness, and the connection to all the power and energy in this universe. Now, this may sound quite outrageous and unbelievable to some. Yet when you experience it for yourself, you'll see that's precisely what it is. The cosmic womb is your sacred entry point, your spiritual gateway to instantly commune with the divine. When we are inside this absolutely pure empty space, the most direct, loving inner guidance immediately shows up, providing the most vital information and insights we were most needing to have. We're all discovering how to live in a constant, reverent communion with this sacred womb within this most solid spiritual foundation that we can relax our entire lives into. There is nothing more reliable, since the cosmic womb is always there, always ready to be received, and always creating the deepest possible transformation within us. And when we surrender deeply to this life, we discover our own personal relationship and intimate connection with this deepest experience of reality. And to prove that it is real, we are given the gift of effortlessly finding total mastery over our minds, peace with every emotion we have, a profound unity with our consciousness, and thus total mastery of our lives. Join you in a meditation. I'll return to close us out.
Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose. And an easy and slow breath out the mouth. Remain still, relaxed into your body, focused on your breath, rising and falling. This is a magical moment. When you are truly present to it, you can deeply enjoy your life in all its mysterious, mystical ways. As you open yourself to the possibility that this moment really does contain magic and deeply relax into it, then you become magical. For today, hold the intention to be intimately, deeply, and completely connected to the magic of this entire universe. Become so unified with this field of energy and intelligent love that you cannot help but to experience the divine infinite being you really are. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night and the following morning. And we'll return here Tuesday, October 28, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call. We'll be having a time for change call this Wednesday night after 9:15 p.m. Eastern. We're just about ready for things to go. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's going on within you or outside of you. Open your heart and allow the magic to flow in.